In New York, counselor to the president, Kellyanne Conway. So, welcome, Kellyanne. Am I right or wrong?
You are certainly feisty. This is very simple. Let's review what happened. Okay. Hillary Clinton lost to a better candidate, a superior candidate who had a better message, a better campaign, connected with people, and won states that had been blue for decades. This is the first time a Republican won Wisconsin since 1984. Hillary never even returned to the state, Judge, from the Democratic convention to election day.
So she didn't know where to campaign, but you know what drives me nuts is that she takes no blame for it, but I love your tweet. And you actually, it was brilliant. You ignored Wisconsin, called us deplorable, irredeemable, had oodles of money and no message. You lost to a better candidate. Signed, woman in the White House.
And, you know, lest people think that we can't get past the campaign, we're in the White House. He's the President of the United States. Just this week, he has job numbers, 211,000 new jobs created, 4.4% unemployment rate. Took a major step toward repealing, replacing Obamacare and showing that his House, Senate, and White House can work together. He's had more bilateral meetings. He got his spending bill passed this week, $21 billion for military spending, school choice in D.C., the scholarships funded for 3 more years, payments towards the wall. The Democrats didn't get what they wanted, CSR payments. So he had a big week. I just want to review something with Hillary Clinton. Her problems in losing this election did not happen on October 28, 2016. Her
problem she alleges Jim Comey came out.
Her problem started June 16, 2015. That's the day Donald Trump announced he would run for president. She had 8 solid years between her 2 catastrophic losses to find a message. She had no message, and there's still not a message. I mean, what this man did, winning over 2,600 counties, President Trump flipped 200-plus counties that went for Obama 2012, Trump 2016. He won 6 states that President Obama had won. And let me remind you the polling data, because I was on every day on TV every day saying how we were going to win and which states and which counties. You look at the 6 states that the Obama states that Trump turned. This is important. Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Florida, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, Iowa, if I hadn't mentioned those 6 states, she never cracked 50% and stayed there. There are 6 states that Obama won twice with more than 50%.
You know what, Kellyanne, we don't even need to go there. I mean, she just needs to stop it. You know, when you lose an election, you stop and you move on. Now,
we sure have. We're in the White House. We don't even like talking about the political campaign.
I'm sick of I told her, I've been telling you this for a while.
It's fun to review and to read it and to remind ourselves just how stunning of a defeat this was of
and you know what?
But it's also a stark reminder. People are annoyed she's back in the scene. I'm actually leaning into it a little bit these days because yes, it's a stark reminder that the Democrats got no game.
Well,
they have no cohesive, no coherent message.
I've
been asking that for weeks. Is it Tom Perez who bears the title DNC chair? Is it Bernie Sanders who's out there with his supporters booing Tom Perez? Is it Hillary Clinton who won't go away and said she's going to start a political action committee as if people want her to revisit the campaign?
Why would people give this woman money?
I'm not sure that they will, actually. It's going to be a great test because this is a party that desperately needs to fill their bench. They've got a very thin bench. Name a centrist Democratic governor right now you think is viable next time around for president. We'll sit here all night looking for one. Name a centrist, moderate, reasonable Democrat of any sort. The president couldn't get a single vote on health care. The president
let's
probably
talk about health care.
I mean, they're just they're myopic.
Let's forget about them.
They're not centrist. They're not reasonable.
They're still protesting, Hillary.
Well, this is the thing I want to tell you. The Republican Party now is working together. You have the White House, the Senate, the governorships, the state legislatures. The Democratic Party, as far as I can see, Janine, is just this collection of ad hoc protesters. Who's protesting climate change? I was in Washington last week when they were there. They left all their garbage behind, which I think will probably smother the environment.
Isn't that interesting?
But it's an ad hoc collection. There's no cohesive or coherent message. There's no true leader. And it's all muddy. The message can't be, you're terrible and we're not you. That was the message that she had in 2016, and it failed.
It failed. What about health care? How did the president get the Freedom Caucus, the more conservative group in the House, with the Tuesday group, or Tuesday meeting or whatever, to come together? And what are the chances of this passing in the Senate, or is the Senate going to start all over?
In a word, leadership. And the second word I would use is deal maker. The president showed patience and vigilance, and he worked the phones. He and the vice president, they worked the phones. They held personal meetings. He asked people, what will get you to yes? Is there a way for us? Because he's always very open to other people's ideas and inputs. And by the way, there are dozens of members that don't belong to the Freedom Caucus, don't belong to the Tuesday Group. They're unaffiliated, if you will. But this is a very diverse, ideologically diverse party. The Democrats don't have that right now. The Republicans have members who represent strong Democratic districts that Hillary won. They have members that represent districts that are, say, plus 20, 25 Republican. So this is a very diverse group. He got them to come together because he's a deal maker, and he's really been forging great personal relationships with many of these members.
Well, how long do you think that it's going to take for the Senate to come together, and how much of the House bill will be in the Senate?
That's up to the Senate, but Leader McConnell and the President have a great relationship, and they speak regularly, and you know the Senate started working on their bill before the House even passed their version. So everyone knows that this will take some time, and we'll see what comes of it. But we do know that Obamacare will no longer be the law of the land. Deductibles went up in 41 states. In some places, you know, premiums went up 40%.
And what do you say to people
100%.
who say that 24 million are going to lose insurance quickly?
No, that's not true. In fact, if people actually read the bill, and I wish the newscasters would report the news and not try to prognosticate who's up and who's down politically because of the health care bill. Inform people that the pre-existing conditions are covered here. There's an extra $8 billion on top of the $100 billion.
That's put
for
in.
those folks
who
don't have continuous coverage and who are in states, have pre-existing in states that opt out, that don't have the waiver requirement. So there's different layers of protection. That enabled some of those more moderate numbers to come over.
Well, there had to be something.
All right.
Kellyanne, Conway,
presidential leadership makes a difference.
Thanks so much for being with us.